Hi, welcome to Keep Educating Yourself series. Air Navigation, Lecture 1, Form of Earth. Air Navigation, the art of determining position of an aircraft over Earth's surface and guiding the progress of aircraft from one place to another using maps and instruments. The Earth shape and size. For most navigational purpose, the Earth is assumed to be a perfect sphere, although in reality it is not. Equatorial diameter of Earth is 12,756 kilometers, which is from west to east, while the polar diameter is approximately 12,713 kilometers from North Pole to South Pole. The difference in these diameters is 43 kilometers, and this difference is used to express the ellipticity of the Earth, the ratio between this difference and the equatorial diameter. Ellipticity is equals to 43 kilometers divided by 12,756 kilometers. So ellipticity is equals to 1 is to 296.65. Remember this figure? This have been asked in various examinations. Thus, Earth is considered as oblate spheroid. Polar North Pn, East E, Polar South PS, West W represents the surface of the Earth. Polar North and Polar South represent the axis of rotation. Earth rotates from west to east, that is anti-clockwise on polar axis. The circumference west to east is called equator, which is defined as that imaginary circle on the surface of Earth whose plane passes through the center of the Earth and is perpendicular to the axis of rotation. Great circle, defined as a circle on the surface of the sphere whose center and radius are those of the sphere itself. So it is the largest circle that can be drawn on the sphere. It is the intersection with the surface of Earth of any plane passing through the Earth's center. The arc of a great circle is the shortest distance between 2 points on a sphere, just as a straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points in two-directional geometry. On any sphere, an indefinitely large number of great circles may be drawn through any point, though only one great circle may be drawn through any 2 points not diametrically opposite. Few points to be remembered. Radio waves follow great circle path. Radius of great circle is radius of Earth. Only one great circle can be drawn between 2 points. Largest possible circle on the surface of Earth is a great circle. Small circles. Circles on the surface of sphere which are not great circle are defined as small circles. A small circle is a circle on the surface of the Earth whose center or radius are not that of the sphere. Any number of circles can be drawn between 2 points unless points are diametrically opposite. Latitude. Once a day, the Earth rotates on its north-south polar axis. The Earth equatorial plane is constructed at the midpoint of axis of rotation at right angles to it. A great circle drawn through the poles is called a meridian, and An infinite number of great circles may be constructed in this manner. Each meridian is divided into four quadrants by the equator and the poles. The circle is arbitrarily divided into 360 degrees and each of these quadrants contains 90 degrees. Take a point on one of these meridians 30 degrees north of the equator. Though this point passes a plane perpendicular to the north-south axis of rotation, this plane is parallel to the plane of equator and intersects the earth in a small circle called a parallel or parallel of latitude. The particular parallel of latitude chosen is 30 degree north and every point on this parallel is at 30 degree north. The angular distance measured on a meridian north or south of the equator is known as latitude and forms one component of coordinate system. Longitude are the other component of the coordinate system, which is measurement of east-west distance. The meridian through their principal observatory in Greenwich, England, as the origin for counting longitude. This Greenwich meridian is sometimes called the prime meridian, though actually it is the zero meridian. Longitude is counted east and west from this meridian through 180 degree. Thus, Greenwich meridian is the 0 degree longitude on one side of the earth and after crossing the poles it will become 180th meridian. Coordinate system, latitude, longitude. Latitudes are north-south coordinates, geographical position of place with reference to equator. Longitudes are east-west coordinates, geographical position of place with reference to prime meridian. WGS 84 World Geodetic Survey developed by Department of Defense of USA represents coordinate systems. Geographical coordinates used in civil aviation are of two types. Ground divide coordinates, latitudes and longitude determined with reference measurements or calculations on mathematically reference models. Reference data model center not coincide with center of earth and accuracy is of plus minus 20 meters. The other is navigation system derived coordinates. First is INS. It is based on accelerometer or gyro based earth centered reference model. It is most accurate with an area defined by local data. The other navigation system derived coordinate is GNSS. It uses WGS 84 which is developed by Defense USA, Earth-centered reference model, local datum coordinate readjusted to Earth-centered datum. It is most accurate and it is recommended by ICAO for aviation. Plus minus 0.32 meter accuracy can be achieved. Latitude is measured in degrees up to 90 and longitude is expressed in degrees up to 180. A degree of arc may be subdivided into smaller units by dividing each degree into 60 minutes of arc. Each minute may be further subdivided into 60 seconds of arc. A position on the surface of Earth is expressed in terms of latitude and longitude. Latitude is expressed as being either north or south of the equator and longitude as either east or west of the prime meridian. Few points to be remembered which are very useful. If two points lies in same side of equator, then change of latitude will be latitude D minus latitude B. Those two points are D and B. If two points lies in either side of equator, change of latitude will be latitude C plus latitude B. If two points lies in same side of prime meridian, then change of longitude as they are in the same side, so subtract them. And vice versa, if 2 points lies in either side of prime meridian, change of longitude will be latitude A plus latitude B. Spacing between parallel of latitude which are 1 degree apart is 69 nautical mile. Remember this. Spacing between two meridians 1 degree apart along equator 69 nautical mile. This figure is used for various numericals, solving various numericals. Now the other is spacing along parallel of latitude. This is defined as 69 multiplied by cos of latitude. So spacing along parallel of latitude is 69 multiplied by cos of latitude. Departure is defined as direction made good along a parallel of latitude. Departure is equals to change in longitude multiplied by cos of latitude. Remember these, we will be going to use in future for numericals. Question 1. Measure distance along an equator 40 degree east and 50 degree east, shown as a blue line and red line. We have to measure distance along equator. Equator is at 0 degrees, shown with the brown line. Change in longitude 50 degree east minus 40 degree east, 10 degree east. Distance in 1 degree 69 nautical mile. So what will be the distance in 10 degrees? 10 multiplied by 69. Answer is 690 nautical mile. Now earlier we have done it for equator. Now we will do for meridian. 30 degree north, 60 degree east, shown with red line. 45 degree north, 68 degree east, shown with black line. So we have to measure distance along a meridian 68 degree east. Now change in latitude 45 degree north minus 30 degree north, which is 50 nautical mile. So what is the distance in 1 nautical mile? Remember it is 69 nautical miles. So if in 1 degree it is 69 nautical miles, so change of latitude of 15 degrees, so you have to multiply that by 69. It comes out to be 1035 nautical mile. So these two lines are separated by 1035 nautical miles. Now measure distance along a parallel of latitude, which is known as departure meridian. 60 degree north, 60 degree east, and 60 degree north and 10 degree east. So you just see the dotted black line, it is 60 degree north. Now we have to measure distance between 10 degree east to 60 degree east, shown with perpendicular lines, black and continuous red. So distance along departure or parallel of latitude, it is change in longitude multiplied by cos of latitude. So change in longitude is 60 degree east to 10 degree east, which is 50 degrees. In 1 degree it is 69 nautical miles, so in 50 degrees it will be multiplied by 69 nautical miles, comes out to be 3450 nautical miles. So distance along departure is defined as change in longitude, which is 3450 nautical miles, multiplied by cos of latitude. Cos of latitude is 60 degree, cos 60 degrees is 0.5, so our answer comes to be 1725 nautical mile. Now an aircraft takes 6 hours to fly from 60 degree north, 155 degrees 25 minutes east, and 60 degree north, 175 degree 45 minutes west. Calculate change in longitude, distance, departure and ground velocity of the aircraft. So our aircraft is at intersection of red and dotted brown line, and it has to go towards west side 175 degree 45 minutes west. So there are two possible ways. One is the shortest one, that is from 150 degree, and it will go towards east, and then it will join the destination. The other is from 150 degree it will move towards west side. West side it cannot go because we have to take shortest distance. So answer, change in longitudinal distance 180 degree minus 155 degree 25 minutes plus 180 degree minus 175 degree 45 minutes. You will just see that aircraft is moving easterly. So it comes out to be 28 degree 50 minutes. If 2 points lies in either side of prime meridian, change of longitude will be latitude A plus latitude B. And as I have told that there are always two ways aircraft can go, but we have to take always, remember, aircraft fly along shorter arc. Now an aircraft takes 6 hours, so again we have to calculate the change in longitudinal distance, which is 28 degree and 50 minute. Departure is change in longitude multiplied by cos of latitude. Cos of latitude is 60 degrees and change in longitude is 28 degrees 50 minutes multiplied by 69 nautical mile. Solve this, we'll get 994.75 nautical mile. Now calculate the ground velocity, which is the third part of the aircraft. So ground velocity of the aircraft is departure divided by total flying time. So departure is 994.75 nautical mile calculated previously, divided by 6 hours of flying time. So it comes out to be 166 knots, nautical mile per hour. Please visit us again for new videos. Thank you for watching. Do share your views and subscribe for new videos.